Blue gods, demons, and men. Words for black and white were invented at an early age. Study of languages around the world indicate that the word for red appeared next, followed by yellow and green. The color blue is a late bloomer, with some people groups still to create a word for it today. Ancient Egypt may have been the first to have a word for blue, even inventing a blue pigment for painting and ornaments, enabling their artists to paint Thoth, the god of wisdom, a brilliant Egyptian blue. A blue copper-based pigment that became popular in the Mediterranean at the end of the Middle Bronze Age. Blue has been found as unused pigment in the tombs of a number of painters. Etruscans also used it in their wall paintings. Blue pigment was used to paint the skin of the beings in the Etruscan tomb of the blue demons in Italy. The related Chinese blue has been suggested as having Egyptian roots. Chinese blue was a pigment with copper used in ancient imperial China from the Western Zhou dynasty to the end of the Han. A blue pigment with the same basic structure and very similar properties. Who could have brought it to East Asia at the dawn of the first millennium BC? Perhaps by tracing the trail of blue gods, demons, and men, we could find an answer to this mystery. Intercultural exchange transpired in the first millennium BC between the Etruscans, the Egyptians to the south, the Greeks to the east, and the Celtic tribes to the north and west. Goods and cultures freely flowed between the civilizations, including Celtic burial customs. Common artifacts have been found in Etruscan and Celtic tombs. Could the blue demons of Etruscan tombs have represented the Celts, who were known to have painted themselves blue from ancient times? Roman Emperor Julius Caesar described the Celtic Britanni tribe. All the Britons dye their skin with woad, which produces a bluish color and makes them appear horrifying in battle. Blue gods, demons, and men may also be found in India. The major gods Shiva and Krishna, the eighth avatar of Vishnu, and even Prince Rama of the Ramayana were portrayed with blue skin. The Ramayana epic, claimed by some to be actual historical records, describe events scholars have observed to have also been captured in the Dionysiaca. Comparison of the two poems, the Dionysus and the Ramayana, would prove Dionysus and Rama to have been the same person. Both epics tell of a bloody, prolonged war in India fought on land and water. In the Dionysiaca, it is the tribes of Europe, including the Celts, the Greeks, and the ancient Phoenician cities that gathered as one to invade the Indian lands. It has been hypothesized that light-skinned Aryans were the group who invaded and conquered ancient India from the north, and whose literature, religion, and modes of social organization subsequently shaped the course of the Indian culture, particularly the Vedic religion, that informed and was eventually superseded by Hinduism. Krishna is a major Hindu god. The name Krishna originates from the Sanskrit word, which is primarily an adjective, meaning black, dark blue, or the all-attractive. A blue three-eyed demon from Bhutan displays pale white skin under the blue paint, enhanced by fiery red-orange hair and beard. Heavy metal ornaments on his arms, neck, and ears. In his hand, he holds a Celtic-looking sword, while on his blue-painted chest is a Celtic disc fibulae, held in place by criss-crossing straps. Celtic warriors wore these bronze discs on their chests. Rosette patterns were a dominant motif. Most often, they wore nothing but elaborate leg, neck, and arm ornaments, and a belt and strap to hold the weapons. Interestingly, the oldest depictions of the warriors, Shiva, Krishna, and Rama, portray them in the nude, wearing nothing but neck, leg, and arm ornaments, and a belt to hold the weapon. Shiva, the blue-throated god, is often shown minus clothes in ancient Indian art, explains Anita Rani-Kothari, head of the Department of Ancient Indian Culture at St. Xavier's College. Ancient sculptures of Prince Rama show him and his friends wearing disc fibulae, decorated with rosettes and held in place by criss-crossing straps. The Picts, a tribal confederation of Celtic peoples, were literally the painted ones. The Celts painted their warriors blue and tattooed them to intimidate their enemies in the battlefield, fighting bare-chested or even naked to fully display their natural blue adornment, a blue color derived from the woad plant. The woad plant was used to perform the tattooing, as it is a hardy biennial plant native to northern Europe and the British Isles. Woad is the source of a blue dye chemical, indigotin, that is also produced by the much more potent indigo plant. In the Philippines, where several local versions of the Ramayana Dionysiaca epic may be found, the color blue in the indigo plant may have even inspired the name of our capital city. Emma Blair, in a collection of documents on the Philippine Islands, note, the name Manila is derived from a Tagal word, Manilad, meaning a place overgrown with nilad, which is the name of a small tree bearing white flowers. Nilad is the indigo plant that grows abundantly along the riverbanks of Manila. Julio Nakpil claimed that the D was dropped due to the Spaniards' defective pronunciation of the Filipino tongue. Philippine indigo is one of the oldest dyes in civilization and one of the most widely used natural dyes in the whole world due to its excellent color fastness properties. Ancient Filipino warriors from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao were also known for their fearsome bluish tattoos. Like the Celts, who liked to show off their tattoos displayed on their bodies in battle, they punctured their bodies with pictured forms of every sort of animals, and this is the reason why they wear no clothes, to avoid covering the drawings on their bodies. Like the Celtic Confederation of Picts, the painted ones, early Spanish explorers dubbed the Philippines La Isla de los Pintados, the islands of the painted ones. William Henry Scott noted that these tattoos were symbols of male valor. They were applied only after a man had performed in battle with fitting courage, and like modern military decorations, they accumulated with additional feats. Could it be just a coincidence? The Philippine Pintados, like the Celtic tribes, also took the heads of their enemies as prized trophies.
Long before humans were introduced, there was a race of beings who called this world home. In many records, they were described as having porcelain, white, albino-like skin. They were not what we call human, and therefore not what we call Caucasian. Due to the pure white skin of these ancient beings and having albino-like qualities, they were most likely photophobic, which means they had an extreme sensitivity and aversion to light from the sun that now rules our sky. These attributes were passed down to us in legends of the vampires, pasty, white-skinned immortals with an aversion to sunlight. But eons ago, when these beings were at the height of their power, there was an alien sky in the heavens above. Saturn was the main light source, being much bigger and much closer, acting as a great black light and giving off a purple glow. At times, the purple glow of Saturn gave the porcelain skin of the ancient beings a blue color, which gave rise to the story of the blue gods of antiquity. These albino-like gods were revered and mysterious to the earliest tribes of humans and were sometimes regarded as the Watchers, who once interacted with humanity, but soon left humans here with the promise that they would one day return. Both the Aztec and Inca people mistook the arrival of Caucasian humans as the return of the gods due to the lighter skin color. In the book of Enoch, at Noah's birth, he is described as having skin like snow, white hair, and having a similar appearance to the Watchers. Noah, of course, was most notable for surviving the great flood of the world, in which the salty cosmic waters were introduced to the world, killing off many of the Watchers who lived on the surface. These were the waters from above, holy water, if you will, that damaged the pasty-skinned immortals. If you follow the breadcrumbs of the pointy-eared albino immortals, you may start to see things differently and find yourself in wonder of the land bequeathed unto us by the aboriginal porcelain-skinned beings.
To be gone too long, long.